Hello, prospective Year 12 students. Welcome from the Drama Department at Davenant. My name is Mrs. Brooks and I am Head of Drama, and I'm just going to talk through a couple of things with you today regarding the course, regarding the summer tasks, and hopefully answer any questions that you may have based on that. So I'm just going to share my screen and go through a couple of things with you. So, drama at Davenant. Specifically, we're going to obviously be talking about the A-level in drama and theatre. We look at the Edexcel specification, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And it is the full A-level that we are offering. So, the team. So we have myself, Mrs. Brooks. You also have Miss Dodd and Mrs. Flanagan. And the way that we work at A-level is that pretty much all of the teachers teach all of the different elements. So you will see all teachers on various different things, sometimes two on the same element. So it might be two on the practical, for example, and then maybe different teachers on different aspects of the theory. But you will see all three members of staff. And Miss Dodd and Miss Flanagan are really looking forward to meeting you as well. So just a small outline of what the course is, and just a prompt really on where the weighting lies for each of the things. So for component 1, it is based on a devising unit. So currently we have 60 marks on a portfolio and 20 marks on a devised performance. You will devise your piece of theatre based around a play, and we look at Monsters, which I believe all the information is on your summer pack if you wanted to get hold of a copy of that and have a read and be ahead of the game. And we look at the practitioner Frantic Assembly. Now that's also one of the tasks for the summer tasks, is to look into this company and using the company's methodologies and a stimulus of the play. So it could be any feature of that play, a theme, a character, a line, anything at all that can inspire you forward. That will be your first place of stimulus. So the portfolio comes usually after the performance has taken place, and the performance is done internally. And usually we are looking to work on this in your Year 12 year. And it is then sent to the examination board, a DVD, for them to externally moderate it. So as I said, that started in Year 12. Component 2 is called Text in Performance. Now that is worth 20% of the A-level, and this is done in Year 13. It is a group performance and a monologue or duologue. So 2 separate features to this unit, and you have an external examiner that comes to visit Davenant and watch the performances. It can be any play that we pick together within the groups that we have, and we are really open to what you might want to do as a monologue or a duologue. That's totally up to you. So you can go and research some plays and find things. If you want to go classical and do some Shakespeare, if you want to do something quite modern and gritty, if you want to do something in the middle, it's absolutely up to you and your style and how you want to work on things. Majorities tend to pick monologues, that's just the way it goes, but obviously duologues is an option, and we have had that in the past too. So that usually takes place in the February half term, around about that in Year 13. Okay, component 3 is the written exam aspect, Theatre Makers in Practice, and that's worth 40% of the whole A-level. There are 3 sections to this, and it is 2.5 hours in length. Section A is live theatre, evaluation of live theatre, and that is another feature of the summer task I'll talk about in a minute. So seeing a live performance, currently looking at streamed performances in our current situation, that's what we're doing. But the idea of hopefully going to the theatre and actually seeing some things live as well as the year progresses. And you will get given a statement to sort of debate around, discussing different theatre makers. So talking about the actor, the designers, all the features, the lighting, the sound, and how you felt as an audience member. So that evaluation quality to it, how you felt with the performance in light of whatever the statement says. So that's one essay for section A. Section B is based on a set text called Colder Than Here. That's by Laura Wade. And there are two small essays in that section. One from a performer perspective and one from a designer perspective. Colder Than Here is quite a contemporary play, and we are looking at quite interesting themes within that, and basically looking at how it's sort of a page to stage, as we say, to bring that to life. And that's worth 36 marks. So it's two smaller essays based on that part. Section C of the exam is a directorial interpretation. So you're looking at the play called Wojciech, which is by George Buchner, and you're looking at the practitioner Brecht. So you're learning Brechtian methodologies and applying it to your own ideas, your own directorial concept of the play Wojciech, and then you're creating an essay response based on that. So making your own decisions with lighting, with sound, with the features of the Brechtian methodologies within that. And that exam in total is 2.5 hours. So in terms of how we spread that out, live theatre, you will have a theory lesson from the beginning of year 12 based on the live theatre aspect, and we will tick that over all the way through the A-level. We will start to also look at one of the set texts in year 12 and get going on that on the side, whilst obviously having your live theatre as well, and obviously the practical elements. So it very much is like a juggling act, really, with all of the features of the A-level, because we sort of tick things over together, so that we can sort of, I suppose, we have our fingers in all pies, so to speak, so that we can move along the course with, you know, the units together. Obviously, the one that we look at later is that component 2, the 20% text and performance, which comes into year 13. So I'm going to just have a little conversation with you about the summer tasks and hopefully just offer some advice on that and as a way forward. So you will see on your pack that over the course of year 12, Frantic Assembly is going to be our basis for the devise piece. And we would like you to research everything that you can about Frantic Assembly based on the following bullet points and put them into a booklet or presentation. I would say, from experience of past students, the presentation aspect is probably an easier and better option to do that. Most people took that option, doing it in Google Slides or in PowerPoint, and having the features of the videos embedded and having their own notes maybe at the bottom within the PowerPoint or the slide setting where you can have your notes, so it sort of shows your explanation there. You are expected to go and find that research. There is so much on the Frantic Assembly website. You have whole PDF packs on there that you can download. If you click on the Frantic Digital, particularly over the last few months, there has been quite a lot on there in terms of videos of support on different performances, their recent performances. And there's students asking questions and teachers asking questions, and there's Zoom meetings and things that you can watch that are really, really valuable. You may even spot Miss Dodd yourself in one of those with Scott Graham. So have a little look and have a little watch of those, because they will give you lots of information as well. So Frantic website is going to be the basis of the majority of your research. There's stuff on YouTube as well. There's other features and essays and things out there, and the book is a fantastic thing to have. It's on the summer task, the information about the book, the devising book that they've brought out. That's going to be really handy to you. So you might want to get yourself a copy, which is quite reasonable on Amazon, I believe. So we're looking at the historical background, the rehearsal process. You're looking at their plays and what's going on. So far, they've had, obviously, it's a modern contemporary company, so there's lots out there, very, very fresh. And their idea of concept of how they consider themselves movement physical theatre company, and exercises that they do and achieve within those rehearsal contexts. So the second part, we are looking at the live theatre aspect of the theory exam, which we'd like you, this is going to be the I suppose, written assess piece that we want to look at to see your writing skill for when you come in at the beginning of the year. So we are so lucky and fortunate that the situation over the last few months has meant that quite a few theatre companies and businesses have opened up to allow us to stream online and to share that. And the Drama Online library, with the link that's been given to you, is an absolutely fantastic resource that is not going to be there forever. So on there, you have a collection of lots and lots of plays that have been filmed and streamed live, and you have access to them. We cannot give access to these normally in the home environment. That's not been allowed. We've not had the facility to do that. So we are so lucky to have this. So with this task, and also to see other things, you need to watch as much of it as you can. And you can flick through, you can see what's on there. You've got all sorts on there. You've got the Shakespeare. We've suggested Frankenstein, and we've also suggested Twelfth Night. There are two that we think are really good to talk about in terms of the lighting, the set, the sound, and all of those things. But by all means, you can pick any of them. Absolutely any, or anything else that you've got that's been live streamed that you can watch, and obviously take examples from, direct examples from now. So I would say, please don't write about a play that you've seen before in the past. You need something really fresh in your head. You need really clear examples, really specific use of terminology if you can, with sound choices, with lighting choices, etc., on how that works. So go on there and pick one and watch it. Take notes, because you can use this into year 12 as well. This could potentially be one of the ones that you are using. So take some notes and keep them in a safe place, and I'll have a look at those in September, and then work through the question, which is as follows. So analyse and evaluate the live performance you have seen in light of the following statement. Live performance today relies too heavily on complex design to convey the meaning. Your answer should include analysis and evaluation of key moments from the performance you have seen and the contribution made by different theatre makers. So just to clarify, different theatre makers, we're talking about performers, we're talking about costume designers, sound designers, lighting designers, set designers, we're talking about directors, we're talking about all those people that make up the team to create the performance, so all aspects. You should also include and offer a balanced consideration between your analysis and evaluation of the performance and your response to the statement. You as the audience member. I felt this. I was moved by this. I think that this is the way that I responded to the statement. It all has to be based around that statement, and that should structure your answer. Live performance today relies too heavily on complex design to convey meaning. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that in general that we're focusing just on the design, what do the actors play within this role? Do you agree or disagree one way? Do you want to sort of have a little look at one side to the argument and then maybe a counter argument? Have a little think. But there's definitely, they always have enough fight in these statements to make you write something about it and to respond to it. So it is an essay. We are looking for you to write in key moments. So try not to write about the sound separately, the lighting separately, the acting separately. Pick a key scene or moment where that is the case. So for example, for this, if I was picking Frankenstein, I might talk about the opening and the complexity with the sound and lighting and the set design together and how that brought to the light. But then I would also talk about, so if I looked at Benedict Cumberbatch's version, there's two versions by the way, how his visceral performance as he comes out of that sort of womb-like set is just incredible, and it didn't need the lighting or the sound to sort of show that. So I would use that moment at the beginning and use all of those elements to talk about that. If you get stuck in any way, then you can contact me and I'll talk about that in a moment. But this is the one where I really want to see your written work. We want to assess where you are at. Okay, just very briefly, a couple of other things I just want to mention. Firstly, rehearsals outside of lessons definitely happens as part of Davenant Drama. It is considered like a homework, independent study. You are expected in your groups to find a time, either lunch times or after schools, where you can use the drama space with one of the teachers around, and you are using that as controlled and focused rehearsal time. So you do need to be aware of that in terms of the time outside of hours. That's really important. You must rehearse with your group where possible. You also need to sort of know that drama is very much a balance between the theory and the practical. So those of you that are thinking as an A level it has less theory than perhaps other A levels, then you're probably mistaken. You are juggling here across the A level 2 plays, live theatre evaluations, we look at various, you're learning another play for your group performance, another play for your monologue or duologue. We're looking at all theory and how we can apply it to that, which is really, really important. And there's a lot of juggling. So the practical and the theory do come together, but the theory is a major part of this and worth so much of the A level, as you can see in the previous slides. So just be aware of that balance, and be aware of the time with that balance as well. Opportunities for extracurricular. Fingers crossed that this year we can bring some extracurricular to the academic year, and if we do, then you are our forefront. You are the guys that we want to see leading that and being part of that and getting involved, role models to the others down the school as well. We do have sometimes A-level students coming to help GCSE students, the Key Stage 3 students as well, and we very much appreciate that, that you're showing them and responding to that. Sometimes enrichment is an opportunity where we can have some Year 12s lessons as well, which is fantastic. But you are the beacon for our department, so we really want to see that engagement and involvement across every walk of life at Davenant where we can. So finally, all I want to say is we're really looking forward to seeing you. Miss Dodd and Miss Flanagan are really looking forward to seeing you as well. And, you know, we're gutted that this couldn't have been a practical lesson, because that's what it would have been, something more interactive to get to know each other. And we'll have to save that until we get back and we're in a situation where we can. So what I want to say, and my email is here on the previous slide that I've just shown, please email me. I do not mind answering any questions based on those summer tasks. I'd rather that you ask than get stuck. So I'm happy to respond to any questions on that. We're really looking forward to meeting you. I'm so looking forward to meeting you. All the best, and try and enjoy your summer and get watching some of that live theatre. Take care and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.